Back. Just a real quick update on today's USDA report, which was largely neutral, very few changes. I'll start off with U.S. corn here. The projection for 2021 U.S. corn ending stocks unchanged at 1.502 billion bushels. So absolutely no change whatsoever to the domestic corn balance sheet. To go to the domestic soybean balance sheet, 120 million bushels is the estimate for the carryout for the current marketing year. And that, as with corn, is unchanged versus last month. So USDA did not touch the U.S. corn and soybean balance sheets. A lot of people thought that maybe they would go and raise these export numbers because we've had such a strong pace of sales and shipments, but they're taking the conservative approach here. I suppose they want to see how shipments play out. So no adjustment there. In wheat, same deal on the U.S. balance sheets. Essentially no change. 836 million bushels was the ending stocks projection for the current marketing year, unchanged versus last month. So really nothing to talk about at all in terms of the U.S. balance sheets. Now, there were a few adjustments on the global balance sheets. When you look at corn to start off, no changes for South America here. They left the Argentina corn crop unchanged at 47.5 million. Brazil corn unchanged at 109. It's very early in the growing season for Brazil, especially in regard to corn. They were only 55% planted or something last week, so they've got a lot of time to go. There were some adjustments in soybeans. USDA increased its projection for the Brazilian soybean crop. They went from 133 up to 134. That's kind of an interesting adjustment. And then they reduced the size of the Argentina soybean crop from 48 down to 47.5. So not any major changes, but the fact that they increased the Brazil number in particular is kind of interesting to me. In the wheat, we saw a lower than expected world wheat carryout projection. It dropped by about 3 million metric tons versus last month. And when you look at what the change was, China is feeding more wheat. They increased the domestic feed number for China by 5 million. They went from 30 million up to 35. And that's something that I've talked about on the podcast a little bit. I know when Ken Morrison was on with me a while back, we discussed this, and we discussed how high corn prices in China would probably inspire some more wheat feeding. So that's the deal here today. Kind of a quiet report. I will talk to you guys in the morning.